So I am a functional medicine practitioner. I am a Libra. I'm an Enneagram 5. Just kidding. I love what I get to do. I started one of the first functional medicine telehealth centers over 12 years ago at this point. I just am immensely passionate about what I get to do. It's a sacred responsibility for me. So I spend 10 and 11 hours a day for the past 12 years just basically holed up in this room. They rarely let me out, maybe to go to the bathroom and see my wife and kids. But basically I get to just talk to amazing people around the world. We ship labs to wherever they're at, and we provide them functional medicine guidance to why they feel the way that they do. So it's pretty cool. I love it, and I have an amazing team that we just collaboratively get to be a part of these people's health journey. So I use the Dutch test, and I have for years, amongst the set of core labs that we look at to understand the body. We start with the health history, right? We're talking to someone for an hour and a half online to really understand what is their journey, like what are their pieces to the puzzle, what are the stones that are most likely to have something underneath it. And with our patient base specifically, it's not a surprise that endocrine health, brain health is a part of that for them. So to get them the best data in that avenue, this Dutch test is a great source to get that snapshot in time, to get an understanding of the rhythm of their hormones throughout the day. And then not just get one snapshot in time, but really track data over months and years, really. We get super nerdy and we get spreadsheets out, and we're tracking the data that we get from the Dutch test to track those improvements over time. So it's great. It's really illuminating for somebody that already intuitively knows, I know something's off here, but they're many times not given the time, and they're not really given the attention that they need from a sort of a mainstream conventional setting many times, where they know something's off and they're told by their doctor, everything's fine, you're just depressed, here's an antidepressant, or you're just getting older, it's normal, or you're just stressed out, or you're just a new mom, or whatever. I've heard it all, but to really give that person that space to hear them and to hold space for them, but to also give them answers. It's this bittersweet moment. Like, they already know, intuitively they know their body. They've been second guessing it because they've been delegitimized, and I call it like medical gaslighting and medsplaining for years of people going through these problems. But to be validated and see it in black and white is hugely a relief, because I hear this so many times from people. They're like, I know, my worst fear wasn't that something would come back off, but my worst fear was that it would all come back normal because I know something is off. So to get that answer and to get that insight into, okay, look, this isn't to put fear into you or just look for problems. This is about, we have to know what we're dealing with to do something about it, and to really get objective data as to why this person feels the way that they do is really an awesome moment, because then we can be collaborative and that's our baseline. We can start moving in the positive direction. I think all of this stuff within wellness, it can be overwhelming, right? We have amazing information at our fingertips. I think it's wonderful. It's like an open town hall, a meta town hall in our modern culture. I think it's wonderful. I think the democratization of information like this is wonderful. I think that before there were these gatekeepers that could determine what we could and could not know, and I think that age is, still people are still holding on to the antiquated view of information and wanting to be controlling everything that we learn. But I think that age is dying, and I think people are wanting to have agency over their health, and wanting to have informed consent, and wanting to have choice in their healthcare. So I would say anybody that's starting out, be empowered with the information that you learn, because it can be overwhelming, right? Dr. Google is this double-edged sword. He's like an amazing source of democratization of information, wonderful. The other side of the coin is this endless vortex of conflicting information that can create a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety about it. And sometimes there's too much light for the vessel to contain, meaning that like the person's just a layperson. He or she, they are not really health aficionados, so it's hard to decipher what's applicable to them. So I would say find a trusted source that you resonate with, that you've done enough due diligence to know this person's legit, this person does their research, and you still are a critical thinker, but you use that person to educate you. It's almost like a virtual school in a way, to learn this information in a non-traditional way. So I think that's the first thing I would do, and then just lean into it. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know all the things. And sometimes there's this paralysis of analysis, and sometimes there's just, you don't have to be perfect. I guess that's the biggest thing, is just lean in. I see people make small incremental changes and do amazing things for their health. And this is good news for even practitioners and doctors and all of the healthcare space too. Is like, you don't have to know all the things in the clinical level to get people better too. Just start doing the next right thing and be consistent with it.